What's going on, everybody? It's been a while since I made a video, so I figured it's time to make a video. I got some things going on behind the scenes for the better. I have parts of my Losi 5T and parts of my HPI Baja 5SC have been sent out, and they are having some things done to them, some appearance things. So as soon as I get back, I will show them to you, and I'm very anxious to get them back. So in the meantime, I've had some downtime, and I figured, it's time to put some new things on. So for the Baja and the Baja and the 5T, I picked up some Craftworks high performance plug wires. I've wanted to get these for a while and figured, now's the time. So I just picked these up from DDM. Another thing I picked up was a new outerwears filter cover for pull start. This one is for the Turtle Racing pull start. I have the Turtle Racing pull start on my 5T. There's a lot of bad review on the Turtle Racing pull start. I myself am a big fan. I did have an issue with it once, but I figured out what it is very quickly, and it's been perfect ever since. Next thing I picked up was another Turtle Racing pull start. This one is going on my HPI Baja. It's in the gunmetal because all of the Turtle Racing parts on my Baja are all in gunmetal, and it's a great finish on the Baja. It really looks good on it. Now, the other part that I picked up was for the 5T, Bartolone Racing clutch carrier. Now, some of you might remember, some of you might not, but I did an unboxing, maybe 3 months ago, 4 months ago, whatever. And I purchased a bunch of stuff for the Baja and the 5T, bunch of stuff from Turtle Racing, like the clutch house, the 320 clutch housing, clutch carrier. I bought Turtle Racing clutch carrier for the 5T. Now, this is my biggest gripe. I am a big Turtle Racing fan. I love their products. Very happy with their products. I own a lot of them. I even have a shirt. I have a hoodie and a t-shirt for Turtle Racing. I really love the product. But this right here was such a total and utter disappointment. And it just blew my mind. So this is the Turtle Racing clutch carrier for the Losi 5T. It's very dirty because I don't care about this anymore. This looked beautiful on the truck. I mean, it looked great against the clutch housing and everything else. It looked great. The problem is this bullshit right here. I had put everything onto the truck, and I did my very first run with it. Loctited all my bolts as I always do. And all of a sudden, I was running the 5T. Within 5 minutes of running it, not even running it aggressively, I started hearing a very weird noise. Like, just, I thought my can't even speak right now. Thought my pinion gear came off my clutch bell. The bolts pulled out, and not because they backed out. The threads physically pulled out of the housing. I mean, so I'm like, okay. So I saw that they have a lot of space in there, so I removed the stock 5T's motor mount screws, and I found some longer screws of the same size and thread pitch, and I put those in there. Those seemed to do the job, and it lasted, about 3 weeks, 2.5, 3 weeks. And then I started hearing the noise again. This time, this screw pulled out, and the other screw, when I took the engine out to put it back in, now the screws wouldn't even go back in. They were just stuck. They wouldn't thread in. The threads were completely gone. So I did some research, and from a lot of people were saying they were doing was to drill this out and to retap it to a larger size. Now, I'm sorry. I don't buy that. I don't believe that. You shouldn't have to do that. I mean, this itself was an expensive part. I mean, this one part, I think it was like $50-something, like $59. I happened to get it on the deal of the day. I think I paid like $39 for it. It's expensive. And for this to just, the threads to pull out of this, in my eyes, that's completely unacceptable. I mean, the stock clutch carrier of the Losi worked better. Now, I don't want to sit here and badmouth Turtle Racing and saying everything else, but I mean, I'm just saying this because, again, I love Turtle Racing products. This was just very upsetting to me that this happened. But so I decided, you know what? Whatever. It's a hobby. Shit breaks. Not everything is perfect. So instead of just sitting there bitching about it, which is why I never brought this issue up till now, I decided I'm going to buy the Bartolone clutch carrier. Now, the reason why I went with the Bartolone clutch carrier is in my MTXL, I have the Bartolone clutch carrier. And that beautiful piece, I mean, I was able to crank the bolts down without a problem. I've removed the engine from the truck several times. Now I removed it and transferred the clutch carrier onto my G320 that I put into it. Still, no issues at all. So I figured, you know what? I ought to give this a try. I'll put it on there. I'll try this on my 5T. I see how I like it. I mean, for appearances, I will say this. I do like the look of the Turtle Racing one a lot better than the Bartolone. But, I mean, it's open, so it'll cool more. So we'll give it a try. I'm definitely looking forward to trying this. Again, very disappointed about this. Maybe it works for some people, but from what happened to me and from things that I've read and from talking to other people, the same thing that happened to me happened to them as well. And that's in my eyes, if you're replacing your stock parts with supposedly a better high performance part, but you can't crank your engine down. And if you're running, even if you're running a stock engine, I mean, let's just say your engine, something happened to your engine. I mean, these are holding down hundreds of dollars worth of engines. I mean, it's expensive. But other than that, so when I get the rest of the stuff back that I have sent out for what's going on with my Baja, I don't want to say what's being done to them because I don't want to spoil any surprises. So as soon as I get those parts back, I will instantly put them up so you guys can see them. But with that said, I'm not going to be putting any of this stuff into the trucks because obviously I'm currently missing parts of the vehicle that I would need to put things on. So with that said, hopefully I get some more videos up sooner. Again, it's been a while, so I'm looking forward to getting some parts back. I'll show them to you as soon as I get them. And with that said, I'll see y'all later. I'll catch you in the next video. And till then, later, guys.